Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Before I get into anything, I have to talk about the TLC match from the April 25th edition of Friday Night SmackDown. Sometimes you witness greatness and you have to talk about it. You have to give it its flowers immediately. That was probably one of the best TLC ladder matches, whatever you want to call it, in the past 2 decades. Every single participant in that match on Friday Night SmackDown, from the Street Profits to Sabin and Shelley, the Motor City Machine Guns, to DIY, to Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Absolutely incredible work. Maybe the best ladder match of the past 2 decades, or TLC match, or tag team match for the strap. I know we saw Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens put on a really good and vicious ladder match, but with more participants and moving bodies and 6 participants and all of this stuff happening, it's just makes it a really hard match to put together, and these 6 men absolutely crushed it. They absolutely crushed it. That match 100% should have been on WrestleMania, should have been at WrestleMania. You can take the New Day and the War Raiders out and you put that match in. It would have been a highlight of each night. Night 1 or night 2 would have been an absolute highlight and something that we talk about for a long period of time. But it's also really cool to have amazing matches on Friday Night SmackDown and on Monday Night Raw, so the paying customer and the viewing customer on TV can see also some historic moments. And that was a historic moment that we witnessed in real time in my home state of Texas, about 45 minutes from where I live in Fort Worth. I would have been there if I wasn't coming home from my honeymoon. But either way, absolutely incredible match. Those 6 men deserve their flowers, deserve their credit for putting together a fantastic match. Now, on to what's next for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes loses the championship after about a year to John Cena at WrestleMania 41. Night 2, John Cena wins his 17th world title. What's next for Cody Rhodes? Well, I think Cody Rhodes deserves a break. I think no matter what you have to say about Cody Rhodes, this dude is an absolute workhorse. Shows, meetings, press conferences, everything he can possibly do, he was doing as a champion. The quarterback moniker is not just like, yeah, he has the title. It's something that he actually feels, he believes, to do all of these sorts of things to make WWE the best it can possibly be. So remove this idea that he was a bad champion or whatever the case may be. This guy absolutely loves and works for the product like nobody else. And so, yes, he lost the strap. Maybe he's not the quote-unquote face of the company anymore, but he's still a very integral part of what WWE is trying to do moving forward, and I think he deserves a break. I'm glad he wasn't on Friday Night SmackDown. I think he deserves a break, take a couple weeks off. Then he's got to think about it. He's got to process how he wants to approach John Cena and challenging him, maybe getting his strap back, having a rematch. All of these sorts of things are definitely and should be possible. Now, he's contemplating, but he needs to take a break. Maybe he needs to rest his body. Maybe he needs to contemplate what his next moves are. Now we know, because John Cena and Randy Orton are going to face a backlash. We'll talk about that a little bit more. That could play into a part what Cody Rhodes is trying to do, because he has such a deep history with Randy Orton. But what's next for Cody Rhodes? 1, a break. 2, contemplating, thinking about how he wants to attack John Cena, and I mean attack, and I mean go after his title. I don't mean attack him from behind. Well, maybe I do. Maybe Cody Rhodes now is time he wants to join John Cena and The Rock. But we've seen The Rock over the last couple days after WrestleMania 41 just act like a complete child. So I don't really know what's happening with that and John Cena and Travis Scott. So maybe we'll just focus on John Cena being a heel, and potentially now the wheels are turning in Cody Rhodes' mind about, well, if it works for John, if John can do those sorts of tactics and get his 17th world title, maybe those are the tactics that I need to start implementing to make sure I'm always at the top of my game. So now the wheels are turning for Cody Rhodes. He's taking a break. He's hanging out with his family and seeing what his next steps might be. And then, speaking of returns, we had the highly anticipated, rumored return of Aleister Black. It happened on Friday Night SmackDown, and he kicks The Miz in the face. I'm sort of don't really care that Aleister Black returned. Wasn't a huge fan of him before. I think he's a great wrestler. I think he's a great in-ring performer. I think his presentation is awesome, but I think he's not going to be where he thinks he could be, which is in the main event. It's not going to happen. I just don't think so. Unless WWE changes everything they did before and they book him exactly how they did in NXT back in the day, where he became the main eventer in NXT, and they book him exactly the same way in WWE. I just don't know if that's going to happen. There's rumors about him sort of being difficult to work with backstage from AEW, so who knows if that's going to trickle into WWE. There's all sorts of things that are going to happen. It's cool that he's back. I'm glad he gets to, be in WWE. If that's his dream, if that's his goal, that's awesome. I just don't see him reaching past sort of a mid-card ceiling in WWE the same way he did in AEW, and he might get frustrated and then just leave and quit and try to go somewhere else again and again and again, and then maybe it's not the company's fault, maybe it's his fault. Now I'm just speculating sorts of things because that's what we do on this show, but I'm glad he returned. Of course, they're going to have Miz be the one he returns against because Miz makes everyone look good. He's an absolute superstar. Miz over and over and over and over and over again does not get enough credit for being the absolute superstar that he is. He's a Grand Slam champion. He makes everyone look good. He makes every segment, every second he's out there count. He does everything with full throttle, full intensity. That's why Chelsea Green mentioned him when she was talking about her career. Every time you get a second of TV time, you make it 100% worth it. And what does that create? More opportunity, more opportunity, more opportunity. That's why The Miz is a first ballot Hall of Famer. And of course, they're going to have him out there. The stuff The Miz and Carmelo Hayes are doing, I think could be really good, especially if it elevates Carmelo Hayes into a status where he's getting, used and booked like he should be as the superstar talent that he is. And so that was a whole cool thing. And then, the biggest thing to come from this Friday Night SmackDown that happened on April 25th was obviously this John Cena, Cody Rhodes action outside of the TLC match. TLC match was highlight, unbelievable, fantastic, ladder match, beautiful, already talked about it, but might as well give those guys their flowers again. But now we know officially John Cena and Randy Orton are going to happen one more time at Backlash in May in St. Louis, and I don't think Randy Orton is going to win this strap. Now, I had this idea back in the day where the championship would sort of get patty caked around, and then at some point the title would get vacated, and then Randy Orton and John Cena would both have 16 world titles, because Randy Orton has 14. You only need to win the title 2 more times. John Cena would just lose a couple times, and then somehow someone gets injured, the title gets vacated, or whatever the case may be, because of some sort of rules or whatever, things happen, whatever, you just make some shit up, right? And then the strap at the end of the year or at some sort of championship match at a PLE is John Cena versus Randy Orton, 16 versus 16, winner take all, gets 17. I thought that would be really cool, but that's obviously not going to happen because John Cena's already won his 17th world title. Randy Orton is now chasing that. He's at 14. He could potentially win 3 more championships. I don't think he will unless they do some sort of patty cake thing between him and Cody Rhodes, and they go back and forth for a while, maybe on a summer tour before Randy Orton really wraps it up and retires. But I think this is going to be a decent match. John Cena can't really go as much as he used to, and that's pretty evident. That's okay. He's still John Cena. He's still the GOAT. He's still the greatest of all time. He's still the 17 world champion. He's still in his last run in WWE, and we get to see this absolute classic matchup, this rivalry for the ages, this John Cena versus Randy Orton. I think John Cena is going to win. I don't expect The Rock to be there. Maybe we'll see fucking Travis Scott again for no reason, or maybe we'll see another person join this sort of John Cena thing and trying to be heel and make sure he keeps the title, so that whatever the case may be. But I think we're going to see a decent match. It's not going to be sort of the 5-star classics that we've seen from John Cena and Randy Orton in the past, but it's going to have some story, a lot of history. It's going to have some shenanigans involved. And for all of us who absolutely love professional wrestling and from watching these guys for the last 25 years, this is exciting. I think this is potentially where Cody Rhodes is going to interject himself, maybe in this match, because of his history with Randy Orton. Maybe he's teaming up with Randy Orton now to take down John Cena, or maybe because of that history with Randy Orton, he's teaming up with John Cena to make sure that Randy Orton doesn't have it, and then sort of doing a double turn where he then gets back at John Cena. There's a lot of options here going forward, and we know that even on Raw, we have Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman creating this team. Maybe he's going to go after Jey Uso. Maybe they're going to go after John Cena because John Cena wants to ruin wrestling. Seth Rollins wants to save wrestling. Then you have Cody Rhodes, the quarterback, in the mix. There's a lot of things going on post-WrestleMania that are very, very exciting. And I think this John Cena, Randy Orton. It's cool, right? We get it one more time at Backlash in Randy Orton's hometown. They're going to go nuts for him, especially when John Cena cheats to win or uses some underhanded tactics to win. It's going to potentially create even more. So maybe we'll see some more from John Cena and Randy Orton, but you got to think other people are going to be added to the mix as John Cena has his last matches in the end of his career. CM Punk at some point, all these sorts of things. So I'm very excited, as you should be. And as always, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with every professional wrestling fan you know on the planet as we grow together. So I thank you. We're almost at 100 subscribers on this channel, which is absolutely freaking incredible. So thank you for being here and tuning in. Yeah, drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think or what you want me to talk about, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.